You know, that's totally my fault. I've been sitting here commentating. YouTube told me that my stream was started, and it wasn't. So that one's on me. Or it's on YouTube. You can pick whether it's on me or it's on YouTube. I wish I could blame it on Juan, but this one's me. That's why you stream, and I stopped streaming for like 3 weeks, so I kind of forgot how to do it, I guess. But situation we're in, Placeholder got their egg broken a couple minutes ago. Like 5-10 minutes in this game right now. You can see on the scoreboard all 4 players on both teams, but Placeholder is running with no egg. They went over for an offense just now, but decided to back up. Look, I thought they were going to buy a perk for a second. Looks like they're just fighting. So, not afraid, right? Placeholder's not backing up or anything, and this is now Max is the only one in mid. They're kind of just getting mauled. See if they'll be able to run away, but they're kind of trapped. Take a lot of damage from 2 diamond swords right there. You have Gab coming. Conch goes down. I don't even know where Conch and JX were fighting. Somewhere else. Lot of winning fights for Placeholder right now. Max backs up. Gab's over here. You don't wanna get hit in the back, right? You don't wanna get knocked off. Jake's with a couple pieces of diamond armor. Whenever I see diamond armor, I'm gonna assume you have a sharp sword too, because I think it's just kind of objectively a better purchase than diamond armor. But you never know for sure. Back towards the egg for Roy and Electra. Electra's gonna try to block in. Do they get it? They do. Okay, so Electra, I don't see anyone breaking in. Electra's gonna get the egg here, although I stand corrected because they were sat in the wrong place. They were 2 obsidian away where they blocked in. Nice little leap feather to stay alive from Lewis. Looks like, I think all 4 members of both teams are here. Electra does end up blocking getting the egg, so they recover from that little mishap there. And now we'll see what goes down. Roy Boy almost gets knocked off, but doesn't. Electra's only working with a stone sword, it looks like, maybe iron. Someone put TNT down. No way to tell which team that was. Lewis is just critting Conch out right now. Gonna get blown up. Good from Conch to get out of that, because that was dangerous. All 4 members of Placeholder right here. It's a good place to be if you're confident in your gear. Max helmet goes down, that's going to be a person to target unless they have an extra one. At this level, you probably should have an extra one. Looks like Max doesn't, so they're just going to back up. Someone goes down over there. Alright, so that means if Max backs up, it's a 4v2 on this island now. Conch is going to go down as well. Do they have a leap feather? They do, but they can't hit the clutch on the other side. All of a sudden, there's 1 person left, and it's going to be Max, who ran away with no helmet. So I think Placeholder pulled this game all the way back, which is very well done. Obviously, it's not over till it's over. You could have the play of the century from Max here to get a 4v1 back. They will have enough time to go over and buy another helmet, so at least they'll have full iron again. Hopefully that took a long time to buy. Shop is a little laggy sometimes. JX is right here. They're going to try to block him in. Boots break as well. They definitely have another pair of boots, but you have to get them in your hotbar. You have to be able to put them on, and they're not able to. So, game 1. Again, I apologize that YouTube kind of screwed me a little bit, and the stream didn't actually start when I thought it did. But game 1, even after the early egg break against them, is going to go to Placeholder. Best of 3. Finals might be best of 5, I'm not sure, but even semis right here, we're just sitting on best of 3. Let me not play a random game. Alright, let me fix their score. 1-0, so Placeholder wins the next game, they'll be in. Otherwise, we'll play a game 3. All right, second game is going to be on royalty. So we go from palace to royalty. It probably will be relevant that we have one team in Asia and one team in Europe. First game was in Europe. This second game on the second game on royalty is going to be played on Asian servers. So we'll see if that makes any significant difference. Obviously, some people have their opinions on whether ping benefits one party or the other party, but we'll see. You said, did I record the chat from before the stream actually started? You need the stats. I can try to, I don't know what specifically in chat you're looking for. Like I had it, YouTube said I was streaming. I was literally watching my own stream on the preview here. But if it didn't actually start until later, then it's probably not recorded because OBS doesn't save it to your own computer when you stream. So if you have like any specific thing you need to see, I might remember, but it might be tough otherwise. Alright, gonna get into our second game here. Like I said, gonna be on Asian servers on royalty. Definitely a little much different of a map than Palace, despite the name similarities. Have all 8 members in here, so we should be getting started soon. This is like a crazy little backpack sword thing. Am I just out of the loop? Is that a CubeCraft thing, or is that can you do that just on Bedrock with that sword? I've like never seen that before. Well, he wants the kills and stuff. Yeah, I mean, I can, I might be able to, just because, like, the screen I'm on right now, I am able to go back and see, it looks like. Oh, no, even for me, it looks like my preview got deleted up until when it actually properly started. It's like Placeholder is on a toilet break, so this game's gonna take a second to start. Yeah, Reaper, that's what I said earlier is I had to restart stream basically because I started streaming and YouTube said I was streaming, but it wasn't actually on for anyone. So I had to redo it. Unfortunate, but these things happen. Not a very high budget operation here. I wouldn't say we missed anything super important at the beginning of the last game. Like I got the majority of it. We missed Placeholder's egg getting broken, but nobody from Placeholder died, and they ended up getting the egg and winning anyway. So, like at the end of the day, the original egg break didn't have any impact on the game, aside from some strategy stuff. Electra says hi. Hello. Juan sees Electra's ahead of me and goes, okay, you must be off the toilet. Let's go now. That's pretty funny. Alright, looks like we are ready. Gonna get into our second game. I am curious to see with how ping goes if this gets any better. Luckily, there's no North Americans against Asian servers, I don't think, because that one's pretty bad. Europe to Asia shouldn't be as bad. Placeholder won the first game, yeah, you can see score on the top right. Alright, we should see builder kits again, I would imagine. On side of Placeholder, we don't. Usually I feel like on royalty you do see builder kits, and you have them from Team OP, which means they're going to have a very, very easy mid at the beginning. Although not too easy, right? Lewis, I was going to say Placeholder would be able to show up with armor, but Lewis shows up with no armor, so they just straight up bought blocks. But you do have people with armor now. JX comes. Now the issue is you just lost probably 20 diamonds and all this gold pretty much without any contest because he didn't do the builder kit. So see what Conch does if they're going to buy or if they're going to upgrade their gen. You don't see him go for the gen. So Conch is probably coming straight back to him with a diamond sword, which I respect. You see, it looks like Placeholder does the same thing. They're going to run back right away. Well, they're just fighting out here. It's JX and Max. Max pops a gap. JX runs away. If they don't have a gap and they only have a wood sword, that one's going to be rough. Looks like Electra has some kind of bug. I have seen Invis before. That would be unfortunate, though. Oh, are they? Oh, I was reading the match channel, Lance, and it said it was majority EU against majority Asia. But that is rough then. Like I said, North American into, even if you have really good Wi-Fi, you're probably going to get 300 plus ping on Asian servers, which makes it a little bit rough. But, you know, worldwide tournament, that's what happens. I would love to be big enough that we could, like, do region versus region. We could do region versus region and then have, like, a LAN final, but obviously LAN is extremely far away from the operation we have now. Okay, yeah, it seems like I haven't seen Electra or Lewis either. No, they are here. But it looks like, yeah, they're wanting to restart because the chunks are bugged. Now that would be rough because this was a really good start for Team OP, right? But if it's a bug, it's a bug, right? You can't. Obviously, Placeholder can see that it looks bad, which is why they're saying they're recording and they'll be able to tell. Okay, Electric Ghost, is this thing on? Wanda, say we're gonna restart. I think if we see Placeholder use a bridge kit in the restarted game, that would be a little cheesy, a little unfair. I'll be honest with you. So I'm gonna hope that's not what happens. I don't think it will. I think that they understand that that would be a little bit cheesy. Like, I agree, if you restart, like, that's what I was saying. Restarting this game is a little rough for light blue, but at the same time, if you're restarting where half the other team can't see light blue, then it's not really a game to begin with, is it? Like, you know, they both said they're recording. I don't expect that they're lying about that. You know, I don't. That would be a little strange of them. Especially last game where they were totally down at the beginning and they ended up coming back and winning anyway. I hope we understand that this is not a possible thing to lie about. Like, nobody's cheating. You just ask them to see the video and they say, oh wait, I don't have it. And then one DQs them, right? This is a very real bug that happens. And they're absolutely right to want to restart the game. Because why would you want to play a league semifinal game where half your team can't see the opponents? I think it's a little dumb, because Team OP had the advantage in mid that game. But it's a little dumb on behalf of the server. It's not a little dumb because the team that can't see the opponents wants to restart. So, like, let's be for real here, okay? Alright, I'm gonna spectate our next game. Same map, Asian servers, on royalty. Hopefully everyone sees everyone this time. I do have my little scoreboard blocker here, isn't that fun? I'm gonna manage to leak this code somehow anyway. You know, Lance, I can't argue with that one. Hey, I woke up for this, okay? I was sleeping nice in bed, so if my voice is dry, it's not my problem, alright? Doing a service here. I could probably drink some water, though. That'd be a good idea. Interesting. CubeCraft League official says chunk issues are on Minecraft side. So maybe it's no one's fault, and we can all blame Mojang. It's fashionable to hate on Microsoft, right? Like when Mojang was a little indie company, I liked them more, but hating on Microsoft, totally valid. I do a lot of programming work, and GitHub's owned by Microsoft, and everyone I work with hates Microsoft because of what they're doing to GitHub. Same thing. I like how Lance just changed the argument from if they fix the server to if Mojang fixed the game. Well, if someone fixed something, then it would be better. I think the silver lining here, right, is as long as Placeholder doesn't try to take advantage of this and switch up the kits they're using, which I think would be unfair. As long as that doesn't happen, then Team OP will inevitably win mid the same way they did last time. Because they got to mid, ran back before Placeholder even got there. So we will see. I'm gonna be watching. I'm gonna be watching Orange. And I'll be honest with you guys, if I see a bridge kit, I'm gonna be a little judgmental. I'm gonna be a little upset. Okay. Yeah, I don't like that. But it is what it is. Gonna be tied at mid this time. I'm really hoping whoever's talking in chat right now is trolling. I'm like praying. I think we're trolling. Gab got stuck at mid, it looked like. So definitely not a win for Placeholders in mid, but it's a lot more even than last game. Max gets a few nice hits there, but JX is going to come in from behind. Little 2v1, Max is going to try to back up. Okay, this person is just AFK in mid, so I don't think I've ever heard of not being able to open your inventory. But we're going to see. Brother, do not add me. I am streaming. You can add anyone else. Pretty decent mid control for Placeholder right now. I have no idea if this game is going to go through or not, or if this... you can see Thunder asked him to take a clip of it. While we assume it's going, Conch is going for Egg, and it looks like they're going to pretty much not quite have it, I guess, because they weren't able to block in. But they got pretty close. Electra and Conch both have diamond swords. So this is a pretty even fight, but just when you're having to gap while the other person's hitting you, even that is too much with leather armor. Yeah, Lance, I was feeling the same way. I saw it like immediately once the game started, someone was like, restart again. I figured they were trolling. But the AFK in mid with no armor is more, convinces me more that it's an actual issue. It is a real bug. Okay. So if it's a real bug and they said they have a clip of it, we're probably gonna restart this game too, I would imagine. Maybe the Asian servers just don't like us. Yeah, y'all correct me. I had never heard of it before. I hadn't heard of it before, but I also don't really have all that much time to play Minecraft, especially not the last few weeks. It was finals week for me. Um, but I got you. Conch is gonna try to go for egg again. I feel like this game is gonna end up not not counting, right? If someone on the team can't open their inventory. But we'll see. Conch is going for it, trying to support their, I don't know what the right word is, incapacitated teammate here. Conch, I'm not sure what that was. They were AFK on the bridge. Maybe they weren't expecting someone to build up to them. Let's see about this bug real quick. There we go. Okay. Once it restarting one last time, we can't be wasting time like this. I do agree. Now, I don't know if that honestly sounds like another Mojang issue, right? I don't know if that's our issue or if it's CubeCraft, if it's Mojang, but either way, we are going to try for a third time. Oh, I was totally blocking the scoreboard though. You're so right. Well, it doesn't matter because that game didn't count anyway, did it? That's good though. If I'm leaving the scoreboard up, someone say in chat so I can remember. It says just give placeholders the win. It's a pretty even game. I don't want to. I want to see it played out. But if there's another, like, if this just keeps happening, I don't know what we're gonna do. Like, it's fair in the sense that they are winning right now. So, obviously, if we were just completely unable, like if every single lobby was bugged, then we would have to give placeholders the win, I assume, because they already won and we can't play another game. But obviously, that would be a very negative outcome for this. I don't expect that to happen. Yeah, no, you're good. I forgot to take a little blocker away. I will give you the scoreboard next game. Luckily, when I forgot to take it away, I wish the bugged game was the first game where it wasn't like YouTube tweaked and it wasn't streaming properly. But of course, I actually mixed part of a game that happened. Okay, we're on take 3 here. And we're just gonna pray that nobody has any client-side bugs. Or maybe like one person on each team has the same bug, and then they're both just like incapacitated and it's still even. You feel me? Alright, we have all 8 in here. Like, that's not a good sign. That's not a good sign at all. Now we're gonna hope and pray that this game goes off smoothly. We have 8 in here, so I'm going to get rid of the scoreboard blocky there. Alright, starting in 4. Gonna see, we've seen the start of this match 2 times already, so I think we have a good idea what's gonna happen. Nothing too crazy. Maybe the same members, it looks like. It might have been Lewis last time. I'm not sure, but Electra for Placeholder, and our same 2 members for Team OP. Electra's going to try to get the diamonds right by their base. Team OP is going to go for the other ones. I doubt they're even going to interact, Electra and Conch, because again, punching each other really doesn't give you anything. Takes too long. You're just going to get rolled up on by someone with actual gear. Conch overstayed their welcome a little bit, to the point where JX is able to get over there. They pulled a little juke move over there. All they were doing was waiting for their teammates to show up, which did work. Early in the game like this, it would be pretty horrible to die there with the diamonds and lose all the diamonds your team has. So it's good they got away. Good support from the teammates. JX and Max are going to be fighting here. Nice combo from JX there. Solid hits. Max with the gap is probably still okay on health, but really can't get a hit in. I think Calm is a new sub when it was bugging last time. I don't think they were in the first game. They're going to try to back up because JX is winning that fight pretty well, but it's just going to end up going the other way where they're going to be getting comboed out now. Electra is in with a diamond sword. I would expect to see Conch in here with some gear as well. Iron sword and the diamond armor. Makes sense. Survive a little longer. Now you're still not going to be able to 3v1 in mid. Oh, you do have a teammate here now. Or Calm never died. But even then, right? Calm is basically on the run. And this fight here is pretty, it looks like Conch is better gear, but that diamond sword is such an advantage. Is the reason it costs, more than 2 iron armor pieces. Nice little combo there from Electra too, and Conch is gonna run away. So solid mid control this game from Electra, not really from, Placeholder in general. Not really from timing, just from straight up having gear and winning the PvP fights. I say PvP fights like PvP isn't already fighting. Conch is getting gear now. I said they had mid control, but they kind of lost it just because none of them are at mid. I see one there, one there. Electra is at mid over here. Just a good little fight over here. Electra and Max. Electra does win. Again, that diamond sword, very, very strong. I wanted to see if there was any orange at this base because I lost one of them, but evidently not. This Eziak and Gab over here. Gab probably has some stuff. Is he going to run away? Eziak is going to be satisfied with pushing them back. Is not going to chase them into their base. And is going to be the only person mid right now. So again, end of the day, Blue Team OP does definitely get away with some gear, but not with overall mid control. Blue is going to finally make a push up. Max, I swear, because Max died. They had the chain chestplate before, but now they have nothing. This is not going to be winnable for these two. Especially now with Electra and the diamond sword over on this side. Gear difference is too big. Gab is here, but it's still full iron and chain, right? If Gab has a diamond sword, that would help a little bit, but I don't expect, honestly. I'd expect an iron sword. Nice little 2v1 on Electra. Does get them off, which is good. Takes that diamond sword out of the picture for now. But again, your bigger issue right now is the 2 full irons that are at mid on the side of Placeholder. They're going to run back. They're going to have a healthy amount of gear at this point. You can see Conch is going to try to go for a cheeky little knock off the bridge here. They do stop JX from getting back to the race, at least for the time being. Again, with the amount of gear JX is going to have, that is big, but it's only temporary because Q Lewis comes over and kind of just bluffs a bridge to let their teammate get back across. You do see 2 layers of obby, so it's going to be a little harder to block in. Last time, I'm pretty sure it was Conch that was able to get blocked in and just grab the egg pretty early. Just try to block in this time. They get almost all the way blocked in, but one of those is not an obby, and it looks like they just don't have enough obsidian there to block in. So I don't know if they're going to be able to get it here. If they have no more obsidian, I think definitely not. Because they would have had to break their 2 there and place an extra obsidian to not get dropped down on once they broke the first one. They're able to get away, so they can still be a little annoying. They're going to force a couple members to stay at the base, which is good in its own right, right? Like what Conch is doing now, even if they don't get the egg, they're forcing 2 members to handle 1 member of the other team, so they're going to have a, a numbers advantage over towards mid. But even that said, they don't have a gear advantage, and Gab's going to have to back away from JX. JX starts to run towards mid, decides, never mind, I'm going to keep fighting. Now you see 2 members of Orange here and 2 members at their base. Did Conch get built in here? They must have. I don't see them, but they must have built in. Conch is dead. Okay. I don't know what that was, because you saw an Orange breaking the obsidian, but I could not find Conch for the life of me over there. So, I have no idea what that was. Gab's going to take their place, though, it looks like. Calm as well, with no gear. Just leather armor is going to be going in as well. You can see Electra builds up, stops Gab from just running straight over. It's a decent back and forth game so far. You definitely have at least 1 member of Team OP at mid right now. And you see 1, 2, 3 from Placeholder at their own base. Which means you might have a little 1v1 going on at mid. Potentially also at Team OP's base. You see, is this Electra? Yeah, Electra just runs. So that means there's going to be numbers at this base if the Team OP teammate didn't follow, but obviously they did. Calm is putting some TNT down here, but TNT doesn't blow up the obsidian. They are, yeah, so they use the TNT as kind of a distraction to try to be able to block it, but it doesn't end up working. I think they dropped a frame or 2 late, right? A little bit late there. That's what I was worried about. I was expecting the other side, and you see in chat, Ezyak gets Blue's egg. So Placeholder's egg goes down, and now they're going to be in a brawl at mid. Electra does go down. That's big, because now you're going to be able to 3v1 Ezyak, who has better gear than any individual member. They do go down. Okay. So you get a little bit of your gear back. Your relative gear back in the sense that you killed 2 members on Placeholder. But trade for the egg is not a good trade. And now you're kind of fighting for your life here, right? Down 1 game. You got the egg first in the last game, and you were not able to pull that one out. You're going to have to do what Placeholder did here. And get the egg and win without losing any teammates. You can lose maybe 1. I think if you lose any more than 1 before you get the egg, it's pretty much over. So 4v2 at this, even a 4v3 is very, very hard, but a 2v4 you're pretty much never doing. They're not shy though. They're going to try to take mid. Like I said, they do have a temporary little advantage. Ezyak is over here and just a stone sword leather armor. JX does still have gear, but nobody else does. Ezyak's being very, very brave here. They do have this second bridge over here, so Ezyak's going to be able to get back. Well played there, able to get their stuff, get a good amount of gear back. At this point, I haven't checked, but I would assume both teams have level 3 diamond gens and everything. So it doesn't matter too much who's on mid, but obviously there's more stuff at mid than not at mid. I haven't even played enough EggWars, I think this is a perk, right? Can someone probably knows. I don't even know, because I'm not very familiar with the perk shop, but I'm assuming this is a perk, the overclocked gens here. Which is useful. I mean, you're going to have a lot of gear for Team OP. You're going to be able to make some plays, but there are 2 members of Orange coming right now, which you're going to have to fight off or run. So let's see what they decide. If they decide to fight, or it looks like they're going to do the run option. And looks like they did go quick enough. Maybe not. Everyone but Max went quick enough. That's a good play from Conch. They get a couple hits in just to get them off his teammates' back. So that was smart. That was very smart there. And they are able to all get back. So there's going to be a lot of gear here. This is going to be very, very even gear-wise, because of those overclocked gens. Now I'm curious what they're going to go for. Because you see we're playing like maximum diamond preservation right now with the chain helmets, because that's some, that was like serious knowledge back in the day, that the iron helmet gives you, or the chain helmet gives the same amount of armor as a iron helmet does. 10 minutes till deathmatch. Same kind of thing as last map on Palace. It was the teams were the other way around. But if you're team OP here, I really don't think you want to go to deathmatch, because deathmatch, you don't want to go to deathmatch without getting the egg, right? Because trying to fight against totems in a mid like this is very, very difficult. You have to kill every opponent twice. Now it maths out a little easier than that because, oh, Conch almost gets knocked off. Electra's gonna try to, God, I don't really like this. Okay, Conch is just gonna run away. I was gonna say I don't like leaving your teammate to fight a 1v1 when you have no egg. Electra's a very good player. Conch is too, they have the gear advantage, but they almost got knocked off there. Looks like they are ready for an attack is what this is gonna be right now. I like to see it. With the amount of diamonds they had, someone definitely has a like 25 or 40 diamond pickaxe, so they're gonna melt through this obsidian pretty quickly. Gonna have to get to the base first though. Lewis is gonna try to camp on this bridge, just get someone off. Realistically, I'm not sure if I see a block-in happening without some fighting first. See if it does. Conch gets immediately thrown off, so there's gonna be one thing there, Eziak and Conch. Trying to see someone get onto the egg here. I'd like to see a game 3. Com has to bridge egg, or not, not bridge egg. Com has to leap feather to not get broken here. Maryland does go for the egg. They have a moment. If they had obsidian there, they could have blocked in, but they didn't. That's a huge kill on Electra. That was super fast, and now everyone else is occupied. One obsidian broken. JX is going to try to get them. They can't. Alright, they do get the egg, and Electra's going to be respawning with no gear. This is very dangerous now. And you see they're going to back up. JX luckily has a leap feather, is able to survive. Getting straight up pursuit here. You can see Gab is going straight for Electra. Doesn't want to get knocked off there. You get knocked off, any advantage you had is obliterated immediately, right? But that was really well done. Same thing as last time. Team with no egg mounts an attack, goes in, gets the egg with no casualties to speak of. Dangerous for Eziak here. You have Blue is totally hyper-focusing on Electra because Electra has no gear. But Eziak right now is about to be the only person in mid. And, Team OP is going to realize that and try to just fight him. Maybe has a leap feather. They just got some really lucky knockback to be able to get away from there. And they do have a leap feather. And so when they had the leap, I don't think they needed to use it there. But that they had the leap feather, they would have always gotten away, barring a misplay. So that's pretty huge. I mean, that's an enormous play with your tournament life on the line. To take, especially from Max, to take the kill on Electra, combo all the way off the edge, and then get the egg. Huge. Huge. Alright. I was gonna say we're kind of chill, but JX just pulled up. JX alone? Where are your teammates? Why are you? Okay. Lewis is here as well. Another thing I'd be worried about is potentially, so they weren't at mid for too long, but some sharp swords from Team OP is very possible. Back in the day, we had a texture pack that could tell you whether the sword was sharpness or not. That was very borderline cheating, though. I'm kind of glad that that's not a thing on Bedrock. I don't think it is anyway. Alright, do we have any members of Blue still at mid? I see Gab here. Gab is now very, very alone. They're at a weird part of mid, right? Like, nobody's here. Nobody's gonna fight them on this outer ring right now, so it's okay. But again, at this point in the game, I think it's very rare that you ever want to be by yourself. Pretty much ever. Because you don't want to get jumped. If you get jumped by 2 or 3 people, chance of getting knocked off the edge, chance of getting your armor broken, very high. So kind of the reverse situation we had before. This is just definitely a slight advantage as they were able to retake a mid on the side of Placeholder. But nothing crazy. Like I said, level 3 diamonds, probably level 4 golds on both sides. So it's not a big issue. Right. Only level 2, they haven't upgraded the gold. I feel like at a certain point you probably want to, but also, really, what are you buying with gold? I mean, you're buying a lot of gaps, right? You know, despite all the server issues, I'm kind of hoping, I am really pulling for a Team OP win here so we can see a third game, because this is a fun match. Max and Conch are at mid now. Teammates are following. Gonna go for a retake, and it looks like they're just gonna be given. Placeholder's gonna back up. Have the potential for a fireball here, but like I have said before, they're not high pixel fireballs. They're like maybe break one piece of clay and knock you back one block fireballs. So it's not nearly as scary. Which for Egg Wars I kind of like big old huge explosion fireballs in Egg Wars, which is kind of meant to be a longer term game, would be annoying. I wouldn't like that. But I'm sure there are some people who would like to fireball jump all over their enemies, which I respect. 4 minutes until deathmatch. Now, if you're blue, you're totally fine with deathmatch, because your opponents aren't getting totems. So really, because eggs are broken, deathmatch means two things. It means people are forced towards mid, and it means every shop, including the perk shop, gets deleted. So we have 4 more minutes total of gearing up and shopping. 4 more minutes max, I should say. After that point, no matter what happens, there will be no more shops. And then you do have, there's kind of a soft advantage for being the team at mid when deathmatch happens, because the other team is required to pull up to you. So it is totally a strategy to get a punch bow and try to stop them from getting to mid, try to knock them off while they're coming. Which, some people take disagreement to that strategy, but I think having an advantage for being the team already at mid when deathmatch starts is not necessarily a bad thing. And really, with Leap Feathers, it's not exactly difficult to get to mid either way. See, two members of blue here. I figure their teammates are shopping, which is obviously a little dangerous because now you're split up 2 and 2. They're gonna go back as well. As orange comes back to mid. This is interesting. This is a little like this is a little dance they're doing where they're not really fighting at mid very much. They're kind of just trading off which team is at mid, which is pretty interesting. I have played games like that. It ends up kind of being the strategically best thing for both teams in certain matchups. 2 minutes. Now here's the thing for placeholders over here, right? Your whole team's at mid right now. You are farming, but you have right now less than 2 minutes to do all your shopping. So realistically, are you going to go back to mid and shop? Oh Lord. Speaking of shopping. But my point I was going to make is, are you going to go back to mid and shop as orange? Or are you going to go back to base and shop? Or are you going to hold a mid for a deathmatch? But it might not matter if the shops have stopped working. I don't know. So we can see out of those choices, they do pick to go back to their base and shop. I don't know if they actually can shop. Ezyak jumps back into mid. Little prank there. Alright. Conch is going straight for it. Conch has a lot of confidence in that fight, it looks like. Calm is here as well. Ezyak, okay. I was going to say Ezyak needs to get back to their teammates. Electra is right there. And you have two members. Why in the world? Okay, that's Diamond. I thought they were in leather because their team blue, and I was like, there's no way you're in leather armor right now. Calm died to Electra over here. That's huge. That's rough. I think if you're Conch, what you can do is you can try to. I was thinking you can try to 2v1 at orange base, but the orange is from this base ran away. Okay. That's unfortunate. Right before deathmatch, you lose a member. Oh, is it a perk? Can you buy a perk to sabotage the shop? Like I said, I don't know the perk shop very well. But if you can do that, that is actually super sick. And that's a really good play. Okay, I was worried there was some bug and there was going to be some salt after this game. But if it was a perk play or something like that, that is super cool. Okay, deathmatch is starting. Everyone's going to mid. Doesn't look like it's going to be an issue because you have all members of blue towards mid. It's a 4v3. Like I said, if you lose two, if one more member of blue dies and it becomes a 4v2, that would be very rough. But right now, when you're in a 3v4 and you have someone in full diamond, it's not the most impossible thing. Like, this is very winnable. Max is the MVP of this game with the kill on Electra into the egg break, and they did have Max be the one to don the diamond armor. See if it makes a difference. I'm excited. Royalty is a very split map. So we see this in Deathmatch a lot, where we're in Deathmatch right now, we're both at mid, but, you know, pretty much any map but beach has some amount of division here anyway. But we do have orange is going to come up, get a couple of those low ground hits, which is solid. Zach is just kind of spamming some TNT. A lot of the game here is going to be on taking out Max, which is why you can see you have two people dedicated to doing that. Electra and Lewis. The advantage of that, though, is you have now, you know, Conch and Gao both get to fight 1v1s. So one of them could win their 1v1 at any time, and then it's a 2v3 again. And then you no longer get to 2v1 the diamond player, right? I think that was Max that drank some strength, I can't tell for sure. Again, iron armor with Max, I have to assume has a sharp sword too. These crits are going to do a lot of damage, so like this is not at all over. Eziak has to back up for a second. Max is just full pursuing Eziak. See if they can get this kill here. Electra comes in and helps. Conch goes down to Lewis in a 1v1. That is probably going to do it. It's not over till it's over, but you have Gab backing up. Max is doing the very, very best they can, but now there's going to be 3 people fighting them, and that makes it a lot worse. Probably at the point where they're going to have to gap now. You see Gab goes down there. Now it is a valiant 1v4 on the side of Max. This game was really well played. They brought it back. But in the deathmatch, it doesn't look like they're going to be able to do it. You hear a piece of armor break. I'm not sure whose armor that was. It wasn't Max's. JX almost gets sent off the edge there, but again, leap feathers, right? I doubt that's going to last forever. Lewis, I think, is doing some... building some letters over there. Trying to celebrate the win. I think they said GG. You know, if you're doing some BM letter spelling, I suppose GG is not the worst thing to build out. Max is not giving up, though. I do appreciate the effort here. This is a strong performance. Diamond helmet finally breaks, and I think it's the beginning of the end. Eziak, I'm not sure what just happened, because it just said was slain. I'm not sure if they disconnected. I don't know why they were just slain. Yeah, something like that. Still a 3v1. Technically, it's a little better for Max now. Someone said boss raid. I like that. That is what this is. But it's going to be less and less of a boss raid. as this diamond armor starts to break. Having the iron replacements is good, but once it breaks down, I don't like letting Lewis be the only one fighting here. Like, you don't want to let your teammate get crit out and then it's only a 2v1. Boots break, has to leap feather, replace him. I feel like you should have your replacement armor in your hotbar. I don't know what, like, realistically. Oh, don't fall. This is now, now this is extremely rough. Max is able to build out of there. Like I said, this whole game from Max has been pretty incredible. And I appreciate the battle to the end here. Hands break. Does replace them quick. That's good. Obviously, any hit you take with no pants or no chest plate is going to be very rough. You get a cheeky little block trap there. Can you imagine? Gets like 3 kills to a block trap in the semis. I'm reading chat, it seems like there may be some extra lore to that Ezyak death from earlier, so we'll have to see that. We'll have to see that later. I don't know if I'd call this camping from Max. I feel like they've been very valiantly 3v1ing for this whole game. Lewis does get a couple hits. Nice hits there from Max. That was some that was some ping right there is what that was. Maybe on my end. That was pinged. I was an even weirder hit. Like I said before, it was a little bit of a boss raid. Before the diamond armor is now broken, it's much less of a boss raid. It was a 5-star raid before, we're at like a 2-star now. I thought they got sent off. They might have, no, they didn't clutch. They did place a block to clutch, but it was on top of something else anyway. Their iron helmet goes down, which means I don't think it was actually full durability iron before. And there they go. Alright. That's a good game. I like seeing the GGs from Team OP. That was a really fun endgame. I think the biggest issue was you had the one member of Team OP who went down right before Deathmatch started to Electra. And that made it a whole lot harder. Because then you're fighting a 3v4 from the beginning. I think with the way they planned that out with Juggernaut Max, I think that if you go into that with the 4v4, there's a very good chance you win. But at the end of the day, we're going to have a 2-0 in favor of Placeholder. So this was the semis, so we're going to have Placeholder playing in the finals. They're going to play against the winner of another very, very good game, which is Gustambos and LARP, who are 2 teams I've watched before. They're both very, very strong. Like I said, my finals are over, so I will try to watch those games. But I can't see for sure. There was also this mystery stuff going down with Ezyak randomly dying, and people speculating about what happened with that. So, I don't know. Stay tuned. See what happened. I like how the peak viewership is now when the game's over. But yeah, for now, that's all I got. Let me see if we have anything else scheduled. Only thing we have scheduled right now, actually. Well, I don't think it's on the calendar yet, but oh, it is. It is. This is a while though. Friday, April 10th is the Java final. So if you want to watch a fun final, I think the same team that won our last EggWars tournament is playing in there, along with one other team. Want to watch a fun one? That's going to be there, and then I assume sometime before that, the other Bedrock semi will get scheduled as well. That's all I got. So have a good, probably evening, I would guess, for this audience, but it's morning for me. Whatever it is.